Okay, you should be good to go.
You all right?
You're not on screen.
So you're with us?
I am.
Well, there we go. Cool. Hi, my name is, oh God, I cringe when I hear that now. We're going to learn to avoid all of that today, everybody. We're going to talk about how you can make and lose a sale in 30 seconds. In other words, your elevator pitch can help make you, it can break you. It can start a conversation. It can make people run away. So we're going to talk about that. First marketing tip, by the way, if you're doing your own webinars, seminars, and the like, make sure you have your own all rights reserved slide. It reminds people that this is your intellectual property, just like this is ours. So please, no recording. I guess that's pretty much no recording. You know, if there's a particular slide you want or something, let us know. We'll give it to you. So worst thing that happens to most people when they're at some event is they'll say, so what do you do? And they start panicking in their mind. It's the, oh my God, do I go into sales mode? I should. They look like they could be the right target audience for me. Maybe I ought to just sell what I'm doing. And they go into that, here's my card and 17 other cards for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Yeah, not what your elevator pitch is for. We want to avoid everything that has to do with you panicking and you verbally throwing up all over somebody. So we're going to begin with one of the most important things you're going to learn today, and it has everything to do. If you saw this on Facebook, how would you answer? And most people will say, example, I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a lawyer. I'm a business coach. And when you do that, what that allows you to do, the other person to do, is put you into a box. Whatever box they put people with that job title.
Hopefully with a nice big bow, but not always.
Yeah. And the challenge is, even if this were on Facebook, you'd want to capture their attention. You know, you'd want to give a benefit statement. When people have challenges with X, I'm the person they go talk to. That could actually work for lawyers, hypnotherapists, or most anybody else. So it's the matter of saying what you do in a benefit statement. Now, I saw this on a website, and if you want to check it out yourself, I put the website on the bottom right-hand corner. And this was above the fold. And the thing is, this could be on tons of different websites. There's nothing specific that would attract me to want to go further in a conversation.
It doesn't even tell you what they do.
Exactly.
It could be anybody.
So what we're really saying, and you're going to learn this, is that your elevator pitch determines if they're going to consume your message or not. And the thing is, when we talked about websites there for a moment, every marketing tactic that you use requires some version of your elevator pitch. You are telling your message in as brief a possible way to get them to want to raise their hand and say, yeah, you know, I'd like some more information. As opposed to when they ask you what you do and you go into 17 minutes of explaining what you do. Hey, Roger, speaking of which, hi. So no matter which one of these tactics, you're going to use some version. And you want to remember that every time you're using a marketing tactic. All right, what part of my elevator pitch, what's the most brief way I can use, I can shave my story so that somebody wants to get to the second part of marketing. The first part of marketing is getting them to raise their hand and say, yeah, I want more information. Then they've given you your permission to talk sales. All right, today we're going to give you 8 things guaranteed to make your elevator stories better. So take notes. 5 different elevator pitches. Interesting. I'm going to pull back the curtain. We have, as I confirmed this morning, 5 different versions of this presentation. This is the next to most complete version. We have the full elevator pitch, we have elevator pitch, we have short elevator pitch, we have very short, and we have very, very short.
Depending on how much time.
Depending on how much time. So since we're doing this for Score Los Angeles, we've booked out 90 minutes. So y'all get the full bit of it. So you get 5 awesome elevator pitches. See, some people that see this, they get 3 or 4 things that are guaranteed. We don't give them all. And we've done this with as few as 3 different elevator pitches. You're getting 5. And the 6 ways to get off to a fast start, I think on some of the others that drops down to like 3. So you're getting more, and it's I think that's a good thing. If you have questions, therefore, please try and hold on to them. We do have a few spots in here where you'll see a slide that says coaching, where if you have a question, we will open it up to questions on that part. So hold on if you can. Basically, we're going to get through this, and our goal is to give you time at the end, maybe during, to practice your actual elevator pitch based on what we're sharing. Keep in mind, we are recording this, so other people will see it that are not here live. You will also get to network within whoever's watching live. So make it good, don't mess up. A little about us. Our company began almost 28 years ago. It was a promo company. We put logos on stuff, and we gave away marketing assistance bonus. And then about a dozen years ago, Sharon joined the company, which gave us a large competitive advantage because we could focus on just coaching. And we could work in a mastermind setting for our coaching program. In fact, we've got 3 different programs. And we've now been quoted in over 500 publications and radio shows and all of the like. Done our own podcast. We're at closing in on 300 episodes. We now put out 8 different best-selling books, including one that came out last month. Last month? Yeah, last month.
Yep.
The Marketing Checklist 4, your guide for overwhelmed and overthinking entrepreneurs. Been interviewed by some really neat people. Kevin Harrington, who was the very first shark they hired for Shark Tank. Forbes Riley, who sold a couple of $1 billion of stuff on QVC, and James, who was ABC's Secret Millionaire. We've competed and we're voted for America's #1 coaching team for small business marketing. That picture is us competing that year. We've spoken on stages all over the U.S., internationally. We were in Canada a couple of months ago, and we mentor small business owners. We want you to remember, the biggest point that we want you to remember when we're coaching is that you started your business to serve your life, and quite often that gets out of balance. So let that just be a little part of the reminder that you want to make sure that your business is serving your life instead of your living just to serve your business. All right, let's give some stuff away first.
Let's do that.
You're going to get an email address, and sure, thank you. You're going to send one email to us afterwards. So keep it open and get ready. First is if you'd like one of our books, we'd like to give it to you. We'll send you the PDF version. If your business card sucks, ask for our business card book. If you're not sure your business card sucks, but people have told you it does, ask for the business card book. If you're feeling overwhelmed and you overthink stuff, grab our latest book, Marketing Checklist 4. If you're in business with somebody else, strongly suggest you grab Partners in Everything because that's a lot of fun. We also have a social media book, an HR book. So take the one you want. Glad to send it to you. We also invite you to be on our Viewcast. On the Viewcast, you're going to get to put into play what you're learning today. Everyone gets the same questions, about a dozen of them. We finish in 7 minutes, 21 seconds because our anniversary is July 21st. And it's designed because we started doing this particular version of our podcast during COVID. It's designed to teach you how to be on other podcasts. And once you've been on ours, you can then send that link to other podcasters and say, hey, see, I've been on it. By the way, here are some questions you could ask me, and here are the answers. Because when you go to theviewcast.com and check out how to be on the podcast, it pretty much tells you to send us an email. Tell us we want to be on the Viewcast. We send you the questions. You answer them. You send them back. If it fits in 7 minutes 21, you're on the show. It's that simple. And then you get to use that video forever and ever, amen, to promote yourself. Now, here's the weird thing. Only about 1% of the people that ever see this actually do it. We'd like to increase that to 2%. So if you've never been on a podcast, this is the easiest way it'll ever happen for you. We have lots of fun. And our whole goal is to make you look good and help you get more sales. There, that's selling it, isn't it? I'm selling our podcast because it's free. We are also doing one more small business breakthrough bootcamp this year. We had a bunch of people in our September one that couldn't make it for some reason. They had signed up and then stuff happened. So we had a whole bunch of them. And rather than them wait until March, because we do them in March and September, we decided we'd do one in December. So December 9, we go 9 to 5, roughly Pacific time. We put your entire marketing path, we create it in a day. This is going to be an unusual one in that we send out a questionnaire to those folks that have signed up, and they get to tell us what they'd really like to hear about. I'm actually listening. I'm going through those responses, and I'm going to do a section on the things that they want. So there's like a section on follow-up, and a whole section on SEO, and a section on email marketing. There's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so I'll actually have a fun day teaching, because I know for every section we're going to teach on that day, at least one or two of the people that are attending have asked for it. So one or two people will be paying rapt attention. So if you'd like to come, December 9, drop your email in the chat, say you want to go, and we'll sign you up manually. Or if you want to get more information, you go to either planyourmarketing.com, that email or that URL is on your screen, or you could scan the QR code, and we'd love to have you join us for a day. We'll make your head spin a little bit, put your marketing plan together for next year. You'll have a great time. So those are the 3 free things that we offer today.
Three things.
3 free things.
Okay, more things.
All right. Let's make your elevator pitches better, shall we? Get out a sheet of paper and mark it numbers 1 through 8. The term, hi, my name is, killing your business. And the thing is, most people begin with that.
They do. They don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So what else should they do?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's what they start with. And here's why. See, if you've ever had this really great idea in the shower, it's because your subconscious checked out to what you're doing. And when we hear one person after another say, hi, my name is, and I do this and this. Hi, my name is, I do this and this. Hi, my name is. Their subconscious checked out. Oh, I've heard this before. So if you become one of many who are doing the exact same thing, people aren't really hearing you. And remember, the point of the elevator pitch is to capture their attention so that they raise their hand and say, wow, I would like more information. So we do not begin with, hi, my name is. I'm going to leave that link open. I'm going to leave that loop open.
Oh my goodness.
Because now they're wondering, well, what do I do instead? Pay attention, we'll tell you.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give you one of the 3 answers. You could start with a question. Here's the thing. What color are your eyes? What color is your car? Who's your favorite sports team of any kind? What's your cat's name? You don't have a cat. What's your dog's name? You don't have a dog. What's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite movie? What high school did you go to? Are you answering all these questions? You are, and we know this because the human mind cannot not answer a question. So if you start your elevator pitch with a question, you're going to shock them back. Everyone's subconscious is going to get shocked back into paying attention to just you. That's one of 3 answers.
Hopefully it's a question that ties back to business.
Yes.
Not just some random.
Yeah. We don't begin ours by saying, what's your favorite car from the 1960s? And then we go on to talk about small business coaching. No, you're right. The question has to be a good point. Yeah. I tend to forget that sometimes. We have heard experts, in quote, that will teach the same topic and they'll say, you have to have it memorized.
No, you don't. We're not hiring you as an actor. That's not the point.
Yeah.
So no, you don't need to have it memorized.
No. We've had our clients, we'll teach them, let's say I have a Post-it note. So you look at me, here's a Post-it note. I can bring my Post-it up right up to the camera and then put it right below the camera, and you wouldn't see it. And I could have bullet points on the Post-it, or I could put it above or there. So that's one way you can do it.
I've done it on Evernote on my phone. Mm-hmm. If we're at a chamber event and I don't have it memorized, I just have it on my phone. Totally fine.
Is Cindy on today? No, she's not. Good. I can
pick on
her. We have a client that when we first met her, she would read it, but she'd be like this. Hi, I'm Cindy Chrisette. And, she was like totally within that.
Shy.
Now she does the same sort of thing quite often, but she has her bullet points in her notes.
And actually more often than it used to be. She doesn't even have notes anymore anyway. She doesn't really have it memorized, but she knows what she's going to say and doesn't even use her phone anymore.
Yeah. So you can do that. You can write it down. We give you permission. And that, honestly, that way, if you have something really important to say, for example, the last part of an elevator pitch is your call to action. We'll get into that. You want to make sure you have your call to action and you remember to share it. So you've got this written down. You're not going to forget it, and you can remember to, take the pressure off yourself. Now, there's always that person who will do some amazing pitch. I was in a networking group, and our insurance agent was in the group, and I quite often I'd say, hey, let's sit together for breakfast. He said, no, I'm going to sit over here. Every time I asked him to sit next to me, the answer was, no, I'm going to sit over here. I finally said, well, why won't you sit next to me for breakfast? He said, because your elevator pitch is too good. I don't want to follow you. Wow. Sorry, not. Or there's always that person that sings it. The woman that introduced Sharon and I, her name's Sharon Rosa. She was a chiropractor, and she would sing about chiropractic. We had another client, her name's Star Tomlinson, and she would sing about the joys of plumbing. And they both have amazing voices, and they would get applause, and they were awesome.
They are awesome.
And you'd hate to follow them, and most people said,
that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah. And understand there are going to be people out there that give really great elevator pitches. Never, ever, ever use the phrase, that's a hard act to follow. Because what you're doing is you're giving away all your power and all of your strength. And we don't want that. So let them get their applause. Let the room settle, whether in person or on Zoom. Take a breath. And then you stand up and do yours. If they're giving you 30 seconds, clock doesn't start till you start talking. So never give away your power. Here's another part of that. At a lot of networking meetings, LaTip and BNI, and everyone will get to do their elevator pitch, but they always have 2 members during the meeting that get to do a 10-minute. And I will hear people say, you're going to hear my 10-minute later, so I'm just going to pass. Never, ever pass. If you're given a chance to speak, you take it. All right? That's a really important thing.
It is.
And when we do the shorter version of this, that's one of the ones that tends to not make the cut of the 8.
Right.
So you guys got extra info today. There's always that person before the meeting making the round. Each person they talk to gets 7 business cards.
They get them even if they don't talk to them.
Yeah. We're in a networking group here, and a couple months ago, a person was visiting, and she was giving out her card to everybody and saying what she did, and didn't ask, what do you do? She never asked. She just, here's my card. I do this and this and this and this.
And then she walked away to the next person. And if the next person was talking, he just handed them the card without saying anything and then kept walking around the room.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
After the meeting, I went to the person that runs our meeting and said, when she applies, please lose her application. And his comment was, already did. That, and her, by the way, her business card sucked. Just sharing that. So
you offered, but she reached out.
That's right, I did. I said, you know what? Here's my card. Because you're a new member of the Chamber of Commerce, I will redesign your card for you. Send me your logo. I'll redo it for you for free.
Cricket. Actually, cricket.
You want to see a really miserable business card? When you send us an email, tell me you want to see this really horrible business card. I'll send it to you. In fact, I've got a couple right now on my desk that are just horrific. They would have qualified for our book, 49 Stupid Things People Do with Business Cards and How to Fix Them. 5th one, got to have a raffle prize or a call to action.
At the end of your speech.
Yes. When you get to the end of getting people to want to raise their hand for more information, your call to action is important. And in a Zoom meeting, like we are here, quite often it's my information is in the chat. Yep. Reach out for my free offer of this. And then you type the free offer and the way they get in touch with you into the chat. If you're in person, it's talk to me after the meeting and I have something. For us, normally it's one of our books. Got to be honest, we got 8 books, so we tend to give those away. If you're gonna give away a gift card, it should be to your business. You know, if you're giving away one of those Dunkin', Starbucks kind of coffee things, people are gonna forget who you are when they go to use it.
They're gonna forget where they got it.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that. And if you're the one that gives away that bottle of wine, inevitably it's the person that has 12 years in program that ends up winning the wine. So,
and again, they forget who gave it to them. So yeah, don't do that. I mean, unless you own the winery, then I suppose. But aside from that, no.
So we want to make sure that call to action or the raffle prize brings them back to you. Really important. Hope you guys wrote that one down. Again, we give away our books. By the way, here's those books. Here are those books again. If you didn't write down which book you want, you get another shot at it right here. Take a look at the slide for 3, 2, I can't decide, 1. Body language is important. I took these 3 photos the same morning. We don't put our hands in our pockets when we stand. We don't lean on the chair. And we don't cross our feet. Feet shoulder width apart, hands either down at our side or keep them within your body frame. No wild gesticulations. Stay within your body frame. You know, it could be hands together. Point for an emphasis. I am Hank Yuloff. Want to see you later. My offer is, very simple. This. Now, if you're virtual, these are 3 shots that actually, I think you took them. These were 3 snips that we took at events that we were at. Notice how perfect Kay Suthar is on the left. She's lit really well. Her virtual background doesn't ghost too much. I mean, it's just wonderful. Then there was a chamber event, and a woman put on her sunglasses instead of just closing the shade. And the one on the right, she decided to leave her TV on behind her and kind of decided to show up as she woke up. So how you look, how your box looks. Look, people will look at you in the box. You'll notice that Sharon and I, we show up together. Our background, this is not virtual. This is a real wall, real black felt background because it sucks up some of the extra sound, and also there's no ghosting, which for two of us together can be horrible when there's two, like when your camera's trying to pick up two. So we want to keep it as basic as possible, simple as possible, always better.
Remember that the folks that are looking at your screen, right, they're trying to decide, well, why do I want to work with you instead of Jane Doe next door? The clients do the same thing. And if your box doesn't highlight why they might want to work with you, that's not helping you.
Her name just popped out.
I need more.
I know. QVC Forbes, Riley. Forbes was talking about this, how you come across on camera, and she said people make a decision. Is that person making more or less than $100,000? So
that's part of the decision as to why to work with you instead of Jane Doe next door, right? Because if you're bringing in a higher level of income, then therefore the assumption is you're more professional, you know your stuff better, you're more of the expert. Yep. If you're not showing that in your box.
And when you're showing up at an event, if you're one of those that doesn't have your camera on because you're doing other stuff, that works against you because people assume you're not paying attention.
Because you're probably not.
Yeah, you're multitasking. Your fortunes and your follow-up. Amazing how often we will go up to someone and say, we need more information. Here's our card. Please follow up with us. And they never do. I mean, this is an all the time thing. We hear somebody say something and it's like, oh, we ought to get more information about that. Hey, can you get us some info? Yep. Nothing. Always.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. We're actually raising our hand and saying we want more information. We might
want to buy.
Yeah. This happened with two different, when we moved to the Eastern Shore of Maryland. We had two different bankers that I said, yeah, you should get us information because we need a local bank. Nothing. And finally, the fine folks at Hebron reached back out. Guess where our bank account is? Hebron Savings Bank. It's like,
there's the decision.
It was like really simple. Now, before you take the time to write down all these stats, if you would like these in a card, I'll mail you a card with all of this information on it. All you have to do is send me a mailing address and you will get a card in the mail that has this stuff on it, and some other information that's important that goes on the inside.
So in that email that you're sending at the end of this webinar with all the things you want, one of the things you might want is this card, but we need your mailing address, not your email address, your mailing address.
I don't email that out. I only mail it. Most of the time you get 30 seconds to do your elevator pitch. You get 52 words plus your call to action. Why 52 words? The preamble of the United States Constitution has, Sharon, how many words?
52.
Oh my God. I've always assumed that if the founders of our great, wonderful nation could describe our country in 52 words, I think we all ought to be able to do that for our own businesses. So you get 52 words because once you start going past that, you are in ramble mode.
Don't do that. And
people click out. So 52 words plus your call to action at the end. Now, if you think that's difficult,
watch this.
Watch this. Since we only have 30 seconds, here's what we do for you in your sales and marketing in just 15 words.
Clarity.
Focus.
Decision.
Marketing.
Messaging.
Urgency.
Consistency.
Revenue.
Proven.
Results.
Guarantee.
You.
Us.
Accountability.
Now.
Our coaching group is your marketing easy button to effectively share your sales message with prospects. By the way, that's 52 words. See how our system works. Go to How to Get There Faster for your free Get Focused Success Call. 52 words. I know somebody is going to watch the recording and they're pausing and they're counting the words.
Go right ahead. No words.
Worked on that hard. Now, if you don't want to do a laundry list like that, here's another one that we did. Again, 52 words plus the call to action. Notice how we start with a question. A couple of them. What's your mission? I know. I love that question because most of the time I'm setting let's do the sales part of this. I'm setting them up for I don't know. And they almost want to reach out to me because they don't know what their mission is. So when I ask, what's your mission? What are you all about? Oh, I don't know, or that's hard, or
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I wrote it down when I started my company, but now I don't remember.
So for us, those two questions are killer. And then we say, that's not your business's mission because your prospects want to know what it's like to work with you. And that's where we get. So this is one of my favorite elevator pitches for us. All right. Bonus number one, you've just gotten 8. Here's a bonus. You can present it visually. In fact, props are wonderful. If you are the author of the brand new book, Partners in Everything, show your book. If you're a jeweler, show some jewelry. So if you can visually represent yourself, have props.
People like visuals.
Yes. Now, we have used these 3 as well. If you'd like a reset button, if you want to push the easy button, use that one a lot. So that's one of our favorite props. It's okay to use them. Now, here's your second bonus. You have to tell us what makes you different. You see, every financial planner makes plans, and bookkeepers keep books, and everybody that does what you do does what you do. But what sets you apart?
So if you read your elevator speech that you wrote out, one of the things to do is to read it to yourself. Could anyone else in my industry give this exact same elevator speech? If the answer is yes, then it's not setting you apart. Try again.
Yeah. One of the things that Sharon and I use, our coaching program comes with a guarantee. You get a money back guarantee. What's also kind of self-evident is that in our coaching program, there's 2 of us. Most coaching situations are 1 on you. We are 2 on you. So when you get a chance to do this later, we always listen. What makes you different? For a financial planner, it might be why you started doing, what turned you on about financial planning. For a realtor, why you?
But, it could be a story that you share from a client, right? What did you do to help a client? The stories that you share tend to be a differentiator because the story you share as a financial planner will be different than the story Cindy shares as a financial planner. And that might answer my question as to why you resonate with me more than Cindy as an example.
All right. So start with makes you different. All right. Some coaching time. Oops. Who has questions up to this point? Anyone have any questions? If you've learned something new, give me a thumbs up or just put new in the chat or something. Let me know you're hearing. Let me know you're paying attention. Who has questions? Anyone have questions?
Thank you, Janet. You can unmute or you can type it into the chat if you have a question.
No questions so far. I get a bunch of thumbs up. Thank
God
I'm getting the right finger.
Well, it is digital.
I know, but I am getting the right
I don't
finger.
think they can do that.
I'm pretty sure they can. It was pretty much, that's a joke.
I know. I just don't think that Zoom lets you do that.
Okay. Let us move on. All right. Elevator pitch speech models. Actually, it's 5, not 4. All right. This is you get just a second to tell what you do. Or you're in line at a chamber event to get food, and you're standing in front of the shrimp, and the person next to you is waiting patiently because you're piling all the shrimp on your plate, and they might just say, so what do you do? Just passing the time. This is 2 sentences, a total of about 30 words. First sentence starts with how, and the second is because how sets up the problem that you solve. Well, I talks about how you did it. Or can you picture, because when you ask somebody to picture it, you're engaging a different part of their subconscious, and they are going to picture what you are doing. Or have you ever? And here are ways that makes. Let's sketch this out. You ever dreamt of rapidly increasing your sales, but you lack the plan to lead you down the marketing path? I'm Hank Yuloff. I'm a marketing trail guide, and I get you up the trail. Yeah. So it's real simple, about 30 words, 2 sentences. Try not to make them run on sentences. We have done this with folks before, and they'll add the you know how. And by the way, it says you know how, not do you know how many, because then people start to think of a number.
Or it's a yes or no, and no, I don't know how many, so now I'm not listening to you anymore.
Yeah. So this is the very simple 30 words, gets you in and out. Second is the standout statement. Again, 2 sentences plus your call to action. Here is your template. So what do you put in the template? Thanks for asking. You know how many, and you talk about your ideal client. But wait, what if I have more than one ideal client? Pick one.
This time you can do a different one next time.
Yep. You know how many women over 50? Well, somebody might come up to you and say, you know, I'm 45, but what you said really resonated. Would you work with me? Yes, I can make an exception and change your limit. You know how many professionals that, whatever it is, your ideal client, struggle with, and then what's their number one problem? A lot of people will try and put in several. They struggle with this or that or this or that, and you lose everyone's attention. Your number one problem that you solve. Now, I'm your target audience, and actually, I'm kind of okay with that one, but can you help me with this instead? Yes, I can.
Or you get to decide, right? You may decide, no, you know what, I don't really resonate with that person, so no, the answer is no. You get to choose.
Well, what I do is, and then you give your solution, and then you use the long-term application. Bet you'd like to see this as an example? Good. We've got a couple. You know how many small business owners struggle with creating a marketing message that sells? Now, in our case, it could be a marketing message that sells. It could be getting clients online, or it could be they struggle with how to use social media the right way, or it could
keeping employees, hiring the first employee. I mean, it could be all sorts of it.
You know how small business owners struggle with overthinking every decision they make?
Ouch.
So for us, we have several, and we kind of rotate them through. Well, what we do is create an easy to follow path. See, easy to follow path. We've also used, what we do is create, we act as accountability partners so that your marketing becomes easy, even fun. Because we want your marketing to be fun, and you get to do more of what you do instead of marketing what you do. So, which is the basis for the second one down there. Now, you might notice right about now that we don't have one elevator pitch that we do all the time. We are constantly writing new ones and checking, testing them out, see how they pull and they work.
The goal is not for you to have one elevator story that you give all the time. It's to have the basis, a framework of one that you can modify based on some assumptions you're making about who's in the room.
Yeah. We want to be more of a perfect picture.
That's right. Yep.
All right. Any questions about those first two? Yes, no, maybe.
You can either unmute or you can type it into the chat, whatever.
You can type it into the cat.
Whatever is easiest for you. Yeah, I don't think typing into a cat very helpful. No questions? You're all complete?
Cool, we move on. All right. This one is a little longer. This is when they give you time to stand up and do your full one. You'll see that there's 4 parts. The first one, you capture the attention of your audience. This is the question you might ask. This is the statement. 9 out of 10 doctors say that, whatever that is. See, Roger is here. So scientists have been saying the earth is going to end. Well, you know what? I have a plan to save the earth, save the world before breakfast. Yeah, save the world before breakfast. By the way, I'm getting a note that our internet is unstable. If we disappear, we'll come back as quickly as possible. We have unstable internet this week. All right, so you start with your attention getter. Then you have 3 pieces of information. Who do you serve? What problem do you solve? And how do you solve it? So this is an extended version, a longer version of the last one. Then you give your offer. And then at the end, you say who you are. This is completely the opposite of what most people teach for elevator pitches, where they start with their name and then they want a big finish. No, I want to capture their attention at the start, so that when they finally find out who I am, okay, that's the person I need to talk to. It is completely different than what you're going to hear in most places. So here's one that we have on the screen for you. Hey, business owners, look, I bring you the only advertising people love to get. This is what I used when I was selling promotional products. I pollute the world one t-shirt, calendar, and coffee mug at a time. And I'll be honest, that I pollute the world one t-shirt, calendar, and coffee mug at a time. That was a complete, it just...
A riff. He was riffing off the person spoke before him.
I was following the guy right in front of me who worked for a trash company, and he was talking about how they take care of polluting, and I just made a joke. I pollute the world one t-shirt, calendar, and coffee mug at a time. In fact, I have to switch that around because it is t-shirt, calendar, and coffee mug. And people laughed, and I was, oh God, please, no, that can't be the thing that makes people laugh. No.
Apparently it is.
It is. And I have used it untold number of times, and it works really well. So if any of you are watching this and you're a promotional products person, I allow you to use this. Good luck. Let it go. Let me know how much you sell from it. Then you'll literally have your target market looking forward to holding you, using you, loving you with a perfectly targeted promotional product. See me afterwards for your coupon. So there you go. That's your example. Here's another one that is more tied with what we do now. Can you imagine having an easy button for all the challenges in your small business? God, I would love to have an easy button. I'm giving people a picture that they can use to solve their challenges. So that's the 4-step. Next one. Oh, this is my favorite. I learned this from Maurice Domino, who has been a Toastmasters super speaker, top level for literally a couple of decades. He came up with this, so I give him credit because this is his. I'm sharing it with you. 7 steps. You might want to write this down. First, you capture attention. You begin with a statement, a quote, a story. This could be where you have a story, because in this case, you've got a minute to tell your story. So this is where you tell your story. Quite often, I will see an insurance person that says, last week I had to deliver a check, and it's the worst part of my business. And they tell the story of the person that they helped them why they had to check. But thank God they had the right insurance. Thank God we had sat down together. And so it's a story or a quote. So you start by capturing attention. Here are a couple of examples. You ever wished your marketing could be easier? So the next statement, now is the time. It's time for you to save money. It's time for you. Or the quote. By the way, I love this one, Gregory Ciotti of Shopify. I would use this all the time, but I always mispronounce Ciotti's last name. So try and make sure it's a quote of someone you know. It's even better if someone knows who you're talking about. If they're dead, it's fine. Let the dead guys do the work for you. Abraham Lincoln, Peter Drucker.
It's actually even better if your ideal client, customer, or referral partner knows who you're quoting. Mm-hmm. So it's great that it speaks to you, but even better if it speaks to them.
Yeah. Now, if you want to quote me and use this, the marketing is the science of choice, feel free. Love to have you use mine. And then there's a story. I tell this one all the time. Helene is an ASE certified master mechanic. In fact, she's the only woman in Arizona that has that certification that owns a shop. And I will quite often tell the story. She reached out, the phone rang at 11 o'clock at night. I looked at Sharon. She has no idea what bleeping time it is. And it turned out, yeah, she was in her shop. She was working at 11 o'clock at night, but she had a question about marketing. Yeah, we're there for her. So I will tell that story.
Luckily, we weren't asleep.
No.
Usually we are.
Yeah, I said, I answered the phone with, do you have any idea what sleeping time it is? So, then you give your name. I'm assuming you can do that part. Then you tell the benefit story. Now, this is the why not a competitor. What makes you different? For Sharon and I, we cover a lot of different areas: mindset, marketing, sales, human resources, because our backgrounds were rather varied. So we get to talk about in coaching, we're not just a mindset couple, or we don't just work with any number of different, or we're not just your life coach. Yes, we have life coach certifications, but you'll never hear us say it. Now, here's something that you can say that are going to turn off their brains. We hear it constantly. I give great service. I have the lowest price. No one ever says we give crappy service and we are the most expensive. So just saying great service or lowest price is not the thing that sets you apart. Then you give your audience, and that, I love the entrepreneurs who find us are just like you. I'm an entrepreneur. Why? Oh, they're the best at what they do. Yeah, I'm the best at what I do. So that's one of my favorites. I like that picture. Like, we did this at a boot camp, and half of those people became clients. That was a good day. Fifth and sixth step go together. It's your call to action and your offer. You're telling them what to do. See me after the meeting to schedule a free consultation. You get a free something. Now, a couple of things. Never physically say your URL with the W's in front.
I wouldn't even say a URL, honestly.
Well,
because most people aren't going to write it down. I mean, if it's something catchy, right? Free marketing consultation, how to get there faster, they might remember it. But if it's, they're just not going to remember it. They're not writing it down. So, if you're in person, exchange business card is on your business card. My information's in the chat. If it's on Zoom, it can be there. Put the HTTPS and the www in that case in the Zoom chat, because then it's clickable.
Yeah. By the way, if you need a particularly really cool URL for what you do, I would refer you to the URL in the lower left-hand corner, howtogettherefaster.com. That's how you get to grab 30 minutes of time with Sharon and I. And we can talk about finding the right URL that isn't just your company name. And then at the end, you give your name again.
Because now they've forgotten it for number 2.
Yeah. So this is when you get the full minute, and you can set that one up. All right. That's been 60 seconds. Coaching time. Who has questions?
Again, you can either unmute or you can type it into the chat. Nope, nothing.
Really?
Y'all are good?
Really?
Okay.
All right. Here's the fifth one. This is the hardest one.
Takes guts.
Well, sure.
Okay, confidence.
Quite often, you will get invited to be a guest at someone's event. Yeah, Sharon and I are in a LaTip group. We meet. It's based in Los Angeles. Meets Tuesday mornings at 7:30. Most of the time, we are virtual, and we invite people to just be a guest. when I get invited to be a guest at an event, I will always use this one. Here's the challenge is when you're invited to be a one-time guest, most people go into that thinking, okay, it's game time. I get a shot at 30 new people and I get one shot at them. So it's got to be a Super Bowl ad. I have to capture all attention. Got to get them all.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's way too much pressure.
And unrealistic.
And honest to God, I'd rather let somebody else do it for me. So here's what I do. I arrive early. I find out who's running the event. I introduce myself and say, I'm kind of new at this. Well, which is an absolute truth. I am new to their group, so I'm new to this. How does your meeting operate? Give me an idea, and they'll tell me. Well, we introduce our board and our guests, so you'll get a chance to say who you are. And then we have a couple of speakers, and then you'll get 30 seconds to talk about your business. Then we give away a raffle prize, and then we go home. Oh, cool. And I will start to ask the MC about themselves. So what do you do? How long have you done it? What do you like about it? And I'm just showing interest. I'm gathering as much information about them as I can. I'm looking for my hook. So now we're going around and it's my turn to do my elevator pitch. I tend to stand up and say, hey, my name's Hank. I'm a business coach, but y'all are going to forget me in 20 seconds. I really want to thank Jim. Jim's running this meeting so well. I go to a lot of meetings. He's just awesome. And I got here early and he was nice enough to share with me what he does. Look, hey, if you're not an Allstate insurance person and you haven't met with Jim, I can tell he really cares. So you should all make sure you sit down and talk to Jim. Again, I'm a business coach. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. The bacon's great. I sit my butt down. Jim is running the meeting. Thank God the universe works in wonderful ways. Jim now feels he must reciprocate and will say something really nice about me from our conversation before the meeting. That's called third-party validation. Anything I could have said about what I do, it isn't going to land as well as what Jim said. And then probably the person that invited you will chime in. Because they invited you, they have to say something nice about you, or why else would they have invited you? So this is how you get the third-party validation when you are a guest. Again, this is the hard one. Most people won't do this one. It takes guts, but it works really well. Next time you do this, I want you to send me an email that you did it. I'll send you a special prize.
Well, tell us also how it worked for you.
Yeah.
Not just, hey, I did it, but hey, I did it, and this is what happened.
Yep.
We want the story.
We have a special testimonial giver prize that we'll send out. All right. Any questions on this part? Any questions?
Again, unmute or type it into the chat, whatever's easiest for you. No, nothing? You're complete?
Wow. Must be morning time.
Or they're multitasking. They're not really paying attention. Except for Roger.
I know. Roger always says, Roger's the best. Roger, put the URL to your book in the chat. One that goes, see, Roger's a best-selling author. He wrote an amazing book about global warming. You guys should check it out. So quite often you get a chance to give things away. They'll go in the gift bag. And I've seen a couple of people that have used $2 bills in unique ways. Interestingly, both had to do with finances. People kind of hold on to $2 bills. On the left, you've got Mark Tufte from the bank, and we were at a mixer together, and somebody walked up to him and said, "Oh, you're from a bank. Got any free samples?" That snide, snarky tone. Like, they're so funny. pulls out an envelope, says free sample. He handed it to him, and I just looked at him like, you are my new god. I was impressed. And he said, yeah. And he told me it happens all the time. So I grab a whole bunch of $2 bills. I expense it out. And, so I looked at him, I said, got a free sample? And he handed me one. So I went on social media and I tagged him, tagged his bank so his boss would see that he was really cool. And now I have a story that I tell forever. So that's a fun one. Jason Dittburner put this flyer into the bag that everyone at the chamber got, and he attached a $2 bill to it. I thought it was kind of cool. We don't do that because for us, when we have our books, I can order our books through Amazon author copies for $2, $3. So I tend to give out our books as opposed to $2 bills. For us, and if you do publish a book, this is a better solid use of the money. But they're in the financial planning business, so it's kind of cool. All right, let's get you off to a fast start, shall we? I like that, me looking at you in that picture. It's like, what? All right. You're going to start writing down your elevator pitches. Have them all written down. If you would like us to take a look at them, you have our email address, info@Yuloff Creative. We will gladly take a look and give you some tips. All right? When you get to that networking event, there are people you have to meet. Make sure you know the person who runs the organization, their assistant, because their assistant is the one that when you send emails back and forth, they're going to be the one sending it. I already told you why you get to know the MC and also get to know the president of the organization. Always make sure you thank the host of the event. If it's a mixer, make sure you go up to them. The ambassador's job is to introduce you to people. I will walk up to an ambassador and say, hey, who do I need to know here? We're a member of our local chamber of commerce. I'll still do that. I'll find one of the ambassadors. Hey, who do you think I need to know here that I don't know? You've been a member for over a year. Yeah, but you know people more than I do. I'll let them take me by the hand and introduce me. And you should look for the yappers. I use this in the nicest, non-pejorative term. There are yappers. Those are the people that are holding court. Years ago, if you had walked into an Encino Chamber event, I was a yapper. It was home field for me. I'd been on the board for 20 years, knew everyone. It was to go to an event, it was really just fun. You want to find those people. My first Salisbury Chamber event, I walked in the room. I stood like 10 feet inside the door of a large ballroom, and I scanned the room. I looked for yappers, and there she was. Shauna Beardley right in front of me. She's talking to 4 people and setting up a camera to video the lieutenant governor of the state. She's doing this all at once. I walked up and I gave her a tip of, if you set your camera a little bit over this way, you'll have a better shot. And I helped her set up her camera. And she's like, who are you? We became friends immediately. Now, 3 weeks later, there was a big event in Chrisfield, Maryland. The governor of the state was going to be there. Guess who Shauna invited? Us. We got to meet the governor of Maryland. Having been here less than 2 months, we got to meet and have a chat with him for 5-10 minutes. It was great. So now we have pictures of the ex-governor and we have pictures of the new governor of the state. So you want to meet the yappers. They're the ones that they know who everyone is and they will introduce you around. They want you as part of the group. They want you to have a great time at the event. So get to know the yappers. And you are going to need a raffle prize. So what is your raffle prize? Is it a special report where you talk about one of the things that you do? It's always a great raffle prize. Some gift that ties back into what you do. By the way, if you'd like our latest book, your guide for overwhelmed and overthinking entrepreneurs. We haven't raised the price. You can still get it for 99 cents at overwhelmedandoverthinking.com. It'll be that way till probably through the end of November, and then it'll go up to its regular price. So you can still get it for $1 at overwhelmedandoverthinking.com. All right. Understand that there are a whole lot of things you can do that require zero talent. Being on time, you see the list here. If you would like this list, again, send me an email. I'll send you this meme. The extra mile really is empty. We see examples of it constantly. Once you learn to go on that extra mile and give your best, even if you're like an introvert, or you are an introvert that knows how to channel extrovertedness, you need to have an in-depth marketing plan that written down is great. It's awesome. Make sure you are checking out all the time. I would suggest you do a lot of speaking. Public speaking is a great way to build your list. And you need to get ready and need to get better at taking immediate action. Going back to Shauna inviting us to the event where we got to meet the governor. Do you guys want to go? And the tickets were like $100. And yeah, I was a say yes first, and I wanted to get to know Shauna much better. And yeah, I want to meet the governor. I want pictures of us with the governor of the state. It makes for incredible social media content over and over and over and over again. So get used to taking immediate action. Whose phrase, say yes, figure it out later? That's Branson?
Branson.
Yeah. So when given an opportunity, say yes, figure it out later. All right. Today you got actually 10 things that'll kill your elevator speeches, how to improve them. 5 elevator pitches that are going to work most of the time, and a bunch of ways to get off to a fast start. So when it comes to your business and your marketing, you want to press one of these buttons. We give you the chance to press a reset button or an easy button. Cool. Got a question? Did you learn something today? If you did, give me a thumbs up, put a yes in the chat, whatever you want, however you want to do that. Did you learn something new? Yeah. I got a bunch of yeses. Awesome. All right. Here are your next steps. Create a marketing budget. Now, for this is not dollars. For this one, this is time. I need you to budget an hour, maybe an hour and a half, to create some elevator pitches. Put some time into this. It will pay off. During COVID, I went onto a social media platform, Clubhouse. And every morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, there was a room you could go into, it's all audio, and do your elevator pitch. 60 days, I did 60 different elevator pitches. I learned a couple of things. 1, I love coming up with elevator pitches, and 2, our target audience is not on Clubhouse. However, getting up early in the morning and speaking to human beings kept me in the game, kept me sharp. And now when I need an elevator pitch, I go to, I look at basically a book of elevator pitches, and I continue to write them. The more you write them, the better pitcher you will be. And you're always going to need an elevator pitch, and you're always going to need it for a lot of different marketing tactics. So you might as well get good at it. So start to budget 90 minutes, put together some elevator pitches. Get good at some basic marketing tools. You have to get good at using video, and you have to know your sales funnels. In other words, what is the process somebody goes from they get to know you to writing you a check? What is your process? Most of you have several. Got to get good at being on social media and sharing it. It is not the silver bullet to perfect marketing, but it's one of those tools that isn't going away. And people will check out your social media and your website every time somebody, tells them about you. You should have a list of marketing goals. List of 12 would be great. Here's why. Over the next 12 months, if you add 12 new things to what you do to market your business, it will make your business better. Now rank them. Of the 12, what are the 3 most important? They get at the top. And then of the 3, what's the one most important? Right now, our latest book is still number 1 on our list. There are a few things I have to do to finish launching the book, and then it will drop down to number 9. Well, gee, the book came out. Why is it number 9? Well, now we want to get on podcasts where the topic is overwhelm, overthinking, because it's in the title of our book. So this will help us get our message out. Now you have that list because if you have a half hour of time, when we could have a client call or client send a message say, I know we have a scheduled meeting at 2:00 on phone. I have to postpone whatever the reason is. Okay, well now I've got a half hour in my schedule. I've got an hour in my schedule. What's the highest and best use of my time? So I look at our list of marketing goals. Yeah, we're business coaches. We know this stuff. We still have our list of stuff. Sharon and I each have a list because we have a division of labor of the different things we do to promote our business. Sharon's is harder, much harder.
Different.
Yeah, well, see, I see it harder because the stuff you do, I hate to do. So,
and vice versa.
So if we have time in our schedule that comes free, what's the best use of your time? You've got to always be using your time to its best. Now, if these things are challenging, we want to give you some help. You've seen this URL on almost every slide. This is our schedule link. If you would like a half hour to talk about any number of different things, how to make more sales, what are some easy button things for you, how to spend your time in a more effective way. I'm overwhelmed with, love to talk to you about it. So you just go to how to get there faster. It asks you a few easy questions so that we can be more prepared for our time together, and that time will be better spent for you and for us. This is not a sales pitch. There is no way we can take a credit card over the phone. So we're not going to be selling you stuff. And during that, we'll also remind you that we have a boot camp coming up because they're normally every 6 months, but right now we've got one in a month. So if you'd like to come, you need to go to planyourmarketing.com, or if you want, you can just drop your email address in the chat, say, I want to go to boot camp. We'll get you the information. That says December 9 of 25. That should say 23. If you're one of those people that plans 2 years in advance, yeah, wow, that's really asking in advance. By the way, did I tell you I'm not perfect? Yeah, sorry. So you'll learn how to new and repeat buyers will magnetically be more attracted to your business. You'll learn to avoid the number one mistake everyone makes when presenting your ideas and products and services, and get people to love who you are and what you do and say yes to what you do. So it's now your turn. The elevator has dung or dinged. If you would like to do an elevator pitch, if you would like some live coaching, now is your opportunity. So you get to unmute and do it. Yes, Roger, you're first.
Okay, what a surprise. Okay. Fires, floods, famines. Do you worry about those a lot? Or do people harass you because you don't worry enough? Hey, I'm here to tell you from Saving the World Before Breakfast, people have been dealing with these things for thousands of years. So you can find some information at either end, whether you worry about it a lot or you don't worry at all. There's information on how to fix things. savingtheworld.com, and put a com on that, or savingtheworldbeforebreakfast.com, and you can find all kinds of stuff about it. Good day.
Cool.
That URL is in the chat.
So now I have a question for you, Raj. Your goal is to speak to organizations, right?
Yes.
I would like to see you add that in, that you're a speaker for organization. You know, I'm a speaker on the topic, and you know, would love to speak to your organizations. Write that out, send it to me, and I'll help you put that in the right place.
Okay. Yeah.
And if your call to action is to send them to your website, then there should be a form on your website where if they wanted to book you as a speaker, they could.
Yeah. I just have contact for information, so I would add that to the contact form.
Exactly.
To book Roger as a speaker and for more information, or for more information.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
You had that written out, right?
Yeah, I wrote that just now. To book Roger,
Cool.
or for more information, go to.
All right, so write it out. You have my email address. You don't have to go through the info. You can just send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it directly to you.
Cool.
And yeah, I might disappear in a few minutes because I'm going to another event at
that's fine.
Cool.
40 minutes away from here.
No worries. Anyone else want to practice theirs? Krista, you came on screen. Did you want to practice your elevator story?
I usually just bumble. Well, I shouldn't say it that way.
Up until now,
I would start by asking a question to see if to gauge interest, because most people aren't really in a position to help me. I'm just telling them for fan base, and so I usually start with, "Do you like rom-coms?" And then may I tell you about what I'm working on right now? I'm
okay. So
my colleague
what do you do? What do you do, and what's the purpose of your elevator pitch?
Well, for most people, it's just spreading fan base. When the film comes out, they'll recognize it and go to it. Because I sell the my colleague who has worked on Titanic, Spider-Man, and Harry Potter, and I are working on a sports-themed rom-com. The NBA and MLB of it, and we've got 20 teams involved in the film. It's a rah-rah happy movie that doesn't include cursing, so you can take children to. And then people usually say, "Oh, that's great, that's cool." Sometimes with business people, because I have had some meetings with some high-end people lately, I've gotten better at being quiet, just saying a little bit and then letting them talk. So I've gotten much better with that.
You're looking for investors.
Well, I don't know who's on this call right now, but I can tell you later. But we currently have everything on two people's desks, and they're talking about us at their annual meeting right now, yesterday, today, tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, then
we're almost there.
Then you're doing well. Who loves rom-coms? And you tell the story of your piece. That works.
When you're in a group, though, we would say, don't wait for the answer. Just keep going.
Okay, so I'd like to work on the elevator pitch. I'd like to work on the elevator pitch with the actors, because the reality is, not everybody loves Boston. A lot of these actors we want, two of them are from New York. So they're going to have to go against the grain of the Yankee thing, So
it's their decision.
I'm sure you've seen
they want the money, or do they want to be able to say they're a Yankee fan? What do they want more?
No, well, it's a Red Sox film. They play the Yankees, but it's a Red Sox film. And so what I would like to work on the elevator pitch for actors. The actors, two actors I'm thinking of.
You know what? They're actors. They'll get over it.
And so, well, my pitch to them is, I'm sure you've read the pitch deck. That's why we're talking. Your agent is interested in you doing this role. This is why I think it's perfect for you. Think about values. Think about selling yourself to the world, showing yourself to be the exemplary man. That's who you are as Jack. That's who you are as Rudy. Yeah.
Cool. You know what? Look,
get them on the feeling aspect.
Jimmy Fallon is a Yankee fan, but he had to wear a Red Sox hat all the way during a movie with Drew Barrymore.
He did for your pitch? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was worth a lot of money for him, so he got over it really fast.
The same.
Money spent the same.
Yeah.
We have
That's
coaching
true.
clients that are Yankee fans. I'm a Red Sox fan. Their money spends the same. So we all get over it.
I'm sorry I forgot your name, sir, the one with the fire behind you, but I really liked the engaging storms, the way you started your pitch. It was really perked my ears up, That was wonderful.
I love it when our clients make us look good on our own webinars. All right. Anyone else want to do their elevator pitch in practice? I see them all reaching for their mouse. Going once, going twice. All right, we're going to call it. Everyone, there are 4 URLs that are on the screen for more information that you want to get that's free. If you want to be on our viewcast, go to theviewcast.com. If you want to come to our bootcamp, it's planyourmarketing.com. For our monthly listing of webinars, it's Your Marketing Advisor. And for 30 minutes free with us, howtogettherefaster.com.
And tomorrow, same time, same place, we're doing another webinar for SCORE, the 10 C's of social media.
Oh, that'll be fun.
By all means, come on back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
Except if you're watching the replay, in which case
then, no.
We probably already did it. So
You'll have to find the replay.
Yeah, exactly. Bummer for you. Good to have you all with us, everybody. We'll see you next time. Remember, if everything happens for a reason,
be the reason things happen.
Okay.
Hey, Sharon, can I call you right now? Would it work to call you right now? Sharon?
You can, but we only have a few minutes before our next coaching.
Sure.